Yeah, I think so.
Sid, you put out a nice statement yesterday. But I'm wondering if you could maybe recount a couple of stories about Ray that kind of illustrate who he was or your relationship with him.
Yeah, it's going back a ways now, but I remember just being a young player and just how instrumental he was. And we had lost. We finished last the year before and came in and really established how he wanted to change the culture and wanted to get back to winning. And as a young guy, he encouraged me to talk to him, and he said his door's always open. And for a young player, you're pretty intimidated to talk to the GM, but he made it a point to bring me in there sometimes, talk hockey, kind of tell me what he expected of us. So, he's just someone who really empowered me personally, and I think us as a group. And you could see what developed from there. But had a huge impact on me, had a huge impact on the organization, and just forever grateful.
What about the situation where I think the two of you worked really closely on when you should be named the captain? Wasn't there some give and take, a little back and forth there?
Yeah, between him and Mike Therrien there, that was a conversation, a couple conversations. But I think it's something that when you get confidence from Ray, who's been around for a long time, and then obviously Mike and older guys, that combination I think gives you a lot more confidence, especially as a young player. So that was pretty big as well.
Sid, when you were missing time with the concussion back then, I always felt like Ray cared about you more as a person than he did as the hockey player. That's certainly how it came across to us. Can you talk about just how he was during that time for you, just on a personal level?
Yeah, again, having that open door and making sure that we were communicating during that time. And then there was a lot of, it's kind of new territory. There wasn't the same protocol as there is now, and it was kind of just navigating through a fairly unknown situation. So he was great to deal with, and it wasn't an easy situation, but he did his best to make sure that it was as painless as possible. And like I said, whether it was that or numerous other things over his time here, he made a huge impact.
Sid, Ray shows up in May of '06. 3 years later, you guys are holding the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
What all did he do to jumpstart that and so quick? There's obviously talented players like yourself, Gino, Mark here, but he did a lot of things, not just player personnel, but just creating an environment here. Can you go into?
Yeah, I think it was just a culture thing. I think that the way he talked, the people that he brought in, I think we got the message right away that we are a group that should believe in ourselves. He definitely does. He was going to give us an opportunity to win, and with it being a young team, it's easy to be patient sometimes and look at a long outlook. But we showed pretty early on that we're going to be pretty competitive, and I think all the people that he brought in and the group that he assembled was a big reason for that.